Hey, what's going on? Aaron Chen here. Hope you're doing well. If you're watching this video right now, you might be doing some research on YouTube about how much it costs to start a small business. All right, so let's talk all about that. I'm going to break it down for you. What is a good small business to start? Why you should get started? And what are your options? And then really, which direction should you go? Okay. Now, if this is the first time you're watching one of my videos, I'm always coming with content that teaches you how to become more profitable using the power of the internet. So consider subscribing to the channel. Hit that bell notification so you know every time we release a brand new video. All right. Now, let's get started on this topic right here. How much does it cost to start a small business? There's so many small businesses to start. I mean, this is really the age of the entrepreneur, right? So if you're doing research online, you probably got friends that have started, businesses as well. This is really such a great time to start a business for, a lot of reasons, and we're going to go into that in a lot more detail, and then we're going to break down the different types of small businesses that you can possibly start and how much it's going to cost you, right? So first of all, it's a great idea to start a small business right now. I mean, there's so many reasons why. It's the quickest way to grow your wealth. I mean, if you're working as an employee, and I used to be an employee for a long time, more than a decade. I quit my full-time job in April 2019. Used to wear a suit to work every single day. Unfortunately, your income is limited, right, by the amount of salary that you make every single month. So even if you put in more time, for the most part, in most jobs, you're not really going to be able to earn more money. So it is a good idea to start a business where your revenue and your profit is not limited by the amount of hours that you put in, right? Because you can create leverage, you can hire employees, you can deploy software and systems, and we'll talk about that in a second so that you know what are some of your options out there. But it's a great way to grow wealth, okay, to start a business. You get more control of your life, right? You have more free time. Once you put in the right systems and structure in place, you can go off and do whatever you want, and your business is, should be operating for you for the most part on autopilot. Now, it does take you time to build up to get there, but it is possible when you understand how to do it correctly, right? So that's kind of the life cycle of building a business. It won't happen straight away, but that's kind of the goal, to set it on autopilot, have people in the business working for you, or have tools that will do the job when you're not necessarily there, okay? Create a cash machine. Building a business is really the quickest way to build a machine that brings in cash for you on a regular basis. Unfortunately, with having a job, again, with most people, there's more month than they do have salary, and they end up living paycheck to paycheck, and that's why having a job sometimes is not the greatest thing, because living costs continue to rise wherever you are living in the world. Wherever you're watching this video, it's pretty much the same everywhere. Some places worse than others, but a lot of the time salaries aren't high enough to maintain that lifestyle, okay? And the great thing about starting a business is once you have extra money and you've got that cash generating machine, that's when you take that money and you invest it, right? You don't invest money when you have small money, because if you invest, $1,000 and it's giving you a 10% return per year, I mean, how much is that? That's like $100. You're not going to get rich that way. But if you invest $1 million, right? If you're getting a lot of cash, and 10% on $1 million, that's a lot of money. That's $100,000 a year, right? So think about that, and your investments go much, much further when you have a cash generating machine like a business, and that's why you start a business, okay? And this is kind of the wealth cycle. Salary in a job, start a business to gain more control of your life, more income, and then you take that big income and you invest it, and that's when your wealth grows exponentially. And that's really the wealth cycle. A lot of people don't know that, right? Now let's talk about some of the small businesses that you can start. Okay, now there's two types of businesses that you can start. You can start an offline business and you can start an online business, right? So let's look at the offline options, because offline can still be an option. It just depends on who you are. I prefer online, but let's take a look at this, right? So obviously there are a lot more options than this, but I'm just going to give you some of the things that people generally think of starting offline, right? So the most popular one, I would say, is either a cafe or a restaurant. People, for some reason, are just drawn to restaurants and cafes, right? I wanted to start a restaurant in 2008, and this is why I'm so familiar with this industry. I love to cook. I did all the the research, and I was even going to start a restaurant franchise. And it's not a cheap business. In fact, starting a restaurant is one of the worst things that you can do. Okay, the costs are very high. You have to hire employees. You have to pay for electricity, you have to construct the property, you have to pay rental, you have to buy all the equipment. Think about it, right? It's a very infrastructure heavy type of business. You have to invest in renovating the property. You need tables, chairs, cash registers. You got to deck out the place, paint the walls, make everything look nice. You have to buy all the kitchen equipment. You have to pay for all the food. You have to pay for staff salaries, insurance. I mean, water, electricity. It's just crazy. It's such an expensive business, right? So if you wanted to start a cafe or restaurant, now remember, obviously there's very, very nice restaurants all the way to a very simple restaurant, but it will cost anywhere from 50,000 to 100,000 US dollars, probably more. Okay, now it depends on which country you're from. It might be slightly different if you're in Europe, slightly different if you're in Asia, but it's not a cheap business to start. Okay, for me, when I wanted to start my business, it was going to cost me about 1 million ringgit in my currency. That's a lot of money. That's about 250,000 US dollars to start a restaurant franchise. A bit more expensive because it was a franchise, but starting a brick and mortar cafe or restaurant is expensive because there's so many moving parts and there's so many things that you have to pay for in order to get the business running, okay? And unfortunately, restaurants are not a very profitable business. You know, you make 30% on the food, and then when you take everything else into consideration, it can be pretty expensive, okay? So that's a cafe or restaurant. Now, if you were to start something like a hair salon, right, or like a little mini market or something like that, you know, it's pretty much going to be around the same cost, $50,000 to $80,000, depending on what kind of hair salon you start, very simple or very advanced, right? Because it's pretty much the same thing. It's a brick and mortar business. You have to pay for construction. You have to pay for rental of the actual lot itself. You have to hire staff, pay salaries, pay insurance, utilities. You have to get all your equipment. Think of all the equipment that you have to buy. When you start a hair salon, you've got the mirrors, you've got the chairs, you have the the tables, you have all the equipment, the clippers, the scissors, the combs, the gels, all that stuff. The marketing you have to do. It's not a cheap business to start, right? Brick and mortar is not cheap. And then even worse is a franchise business. So if you bought into like a KFC business, a McDonald's, a Starbucks, or something a little bit cheaper, it's still going to cost you a minimum of $250,000 or more. Okay, not cheap. So starting an offline business is unfortunately not a cheap kind of business to start. You need to have, quite a bit of money in the bank. Right now, do you need to have $100,000 sitting in the bank account? No, but you probably need like 10 to 30% of that to put a down payment to get a loan from the bank, and then you're going to be paying the bank back for a pretty long time, 10 to 20 years, sometimes 30 years, right? And you see the problem with a lot of these businesses is you have to pay rental every single month, and a lot of these businesses don't break even for at least 6 to 12 months. That's what a lot of people don't realize, right? So if you start a cafe or a restaurant, you need enough rental income for 6 to 12 months before you even start that business. So for example, if you start a cafe and the rental for your premises is $5,000 a month, you need at least $60,000 for the year, because you might not make $5,000 every month to pay for your rent. Okay, that's a smart way of doing business. Now, a lot of people don't do that, and that's why they put all their money into a cafe or a hair salon or a franchise, and then it closes down after 3 months. But to be a smart business owner, you need enough money to cover your rental, because you might not make that on revenue from day number one. It's going to take time for your business to grow, for you to make enough money to even cover your rental costs. I hope that makes sense, all right? And that's why offline businesses, for the most part, suck. It's a very difficult business proposition because they're very expensive and they take a long time for you to make the money back, to not only cover the bank loan, but to cover the rental of your premises. Okay, and that's why it's very, very difficult to grow an offline business. I don't know if you know this, but the success rate of the restaurant industry is 1 in every 10. That means 9 in every 10 restaurants will close down. Why? Because it's such a difficult business model to get good at. Okay, so that's offline business. I'm very familiar with it because I wanted to start a business offline, as I mentioned earlier, but I'm really glad I didn't, because after I did a lot of research, I basically went online. Okay, now online is much, much more affordable. Okay, still, it depends on what industry you're going to go into, but for the most part, it's a lot more affordable than starting a franchise, a hair salon, or a brick and mortar business like a cafe or restaurant. You don't need hundreds of thousands of dollars. You don't necessarily need to take a loan from the bank. It's a lot more affordable for you to start, okay? So what are the types of businesses that you can start, all right? Well, here are the main ones, okay? So the big ones that you'll hear people talk about are drop shipping or an Amazon FBA business. That's when you sell physical product, like you sell glasses, you sell t-shirts, you sell shoes, you sell fidget spinners on a website. So if you do drop shipping, you will sell it on your own Shopify store website, if you do Amazon FBA, you still sell physical products, but you leverage the Amazon systems and they do all the shipping and handling for you. But it's still the same cost, okay? So you need at least $10,000 if you want to start a physical selling type of business. Drop shipping, Amazon FBA, you need about 10 grand, okay? So you need about 1 to 2 grand for the course to teach you how to do it, and then you need about 5 to 6 to 7,000 to buy your physical products, because you need to buy the physical products, all right? And you need to store them. And then the rest is for your tracking software, your email managing software, and for your paid advertising, right? So it comes to about $10,000. If you don't even have 10 grand, don't start a dropshipping or Amazon FBA style business. You can't, unfortunately, because you're gonna buy the course for $1,000 or $2,000, and then you're gonna get started, and then you're gonna realize, shit, you don't have enough money to continue the business. A lot of people make this mistake, okay? So that's dropshipping and Amazon, right? A good business, there's a lot of disadvantages with dropshipping. I mean, you have to customer service everything. The costs are very high. The margins that you make, the profit margins are very, very small because there is an invisible ceiling on the price that you can charge someone for your product, because nobody's going to pay you $5,000 for a pair of glasses. You know what I mean, right? No one's going to spend, if you were selling a particular type of mug, right? No one's going to spend $1,000 on the mug, okay? But with other businesses, you can price them, and I'll show you that in a minute. You can price them a little bit higher. And that's why dropshipping becomes a volume game. You have to sell hundreds of units every single day in order for you to make the big money. And then once you start to get to the big money, you need to hire teams. You need to hire people to handle a lot of the customer service for you. So it becomes like a physical offline business, unfortunately, like a cafe or restaurant where you have to pay salaries, you have to build out teams, you might need offices, stuff like that. And that's why it's an okay business, but again, not really the one that I would get started in. I've owned a dropshipping business before. I shut it down after 4 months because I realized that it had all these moving parts that a lot of people don't actually talk about, okay? Digital agency is very similar, okay? $5,000 to $10,000, because again, you have to spend about $1,000 to $2,000 on the training program to teach you how to do it. Then you have to pay for the paid advertising, because that's how digital agencies work. And then you have to pay for all your tools, your email manager, your software, and all that stuff that supports the business. Then the biggest problem is you have to go out there and get physical brick and mortar businesses to sign up with you. So that's what a digital agency is, right? So digital agencies will go to cafe owners, restaurant owners, hair salon owners, franchises, and tell them, hey, I'm going to generate more leads for you on Facebook and YouTube and social media, Instagram. You just pay me $1,000 a month and I'll do that for you, for example. That's what a digital agency is. So it does cost money to get started. It's not that cheap. It's cheaper than a dropshipping and Amazon business, to be honest. But if you want to scale, you're going to have to hire staff to handle the marketing for you, and you're gonna have to pay them salaries to do that, so it can get quite expensive, okay? So digital agency, I don't like it because it's a three-pronged strategy. You have to learn the business, you have to set it up, and then you have to actually go out there and physically get customers, like a hair salon owner or cafe owner, and then you have to service them. Actually, four-pronged strategy, which kind of sucks, because if you're not good at marketing, then you're going to lose your customers, and that's the main income generating angle. Okay, another business that you can start, small business, is you sell your own product online, right? So basically, maybe you've got an idea in your head, maybe you're a coach, you're a trainer, you're an expert in something, you want to digitize that information and you want to sell it online. Well, that's you coming online and selling your own product. Now, it's cheaper than the rest because it's 100% digital. The only time it takes is to take your ideas and put it down into digitized form, and then you sell it online. But you're still gonna have to learn how to do that. Most courses that teach you how to sell your own product online, they're not cheap. $1,000 to $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 to learn that information, because it is really good information. And then you have to pay for your websites, you have to pay for your video hosting, your tracking, your email managers, your websites, and all that kind of stuff. So it comes to about, I would say, at the cheapest, about $5,000, okay? If not a little bit more, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 to sell your own product online. Great business, more automated, more automation, but again, budget-wise, it's still around the $5,000 mark, okay? Not untouchable for most people. I mean, if you really had to, you could probably come up with $5,000, right? I mean, it's not, maybe not everybody has it in the bank, but if push come to shove and you had to really do it, you could probably come up with 5 grand somewhere, right? So that's selling your own products online, okay? The next one, and this is the one that I really like, okay? And I've made most of my money through this, is affiliate marketing. Now, affiliate marketing is when you sell other people's products. So let's just say you've got other people, somebody is already selling their own product online. It's all digital, right? It's not physical. 100% digital, and they have an affiliate program. Well, you can go to them, and there are also networks where you can do this, and you can basically get a link and sell their digital product, and whenever you sell it for them, you get a commission. And usually the commissions, if you pick correctly, are pretty high. They're 30, 40, 50, 60% of the selling price. Now, the selling price of these products can be quite high. They can start at maybe $50, but end up at $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, for example, $10,000. So imagine making 30 or 40 or 50% of $2,000. That's quite a lot of money. That's $1,000 commission, for example, right? So that's for every single sale. And that's why affiliate marketing can get so interesting. Now, the great thing about affiliate marketing is that it doesn't really cost that much money. If you go out there and you look for the good programs, you might be able to get into a program for $100 a month, for example, $200. Some are $500. It really depends on the program, right? Then you pay for your basic tools, your tracker, your email manager, and your page builder. That's about $150 a month. And then you need to last for a few months, right? Because it's clever for you to have enough buffer for your business to be successful. So if you get into the right programs, it can cost as little as $500 to $1,000 for the whole program, for a 3 to 6 month start in the business. That's pretty darn good, okay? So I don't know any other business that it costs so low. And this is a business where you actually own it 100%, right? Very profitable, very scalable, 100% online. You can get started from anywhere in the world. It's very difficult to find a business like that. You don't have to pay for salaries. You don't have to pay for utilities. You don't have to pay for rental. You don't have to pay for insurance, right? I mean, it's very, very affordable. I mean, everyone and everybody, okay, can find $500 somewhere, $1,000 somewhere. I mean, maybe you might have to, work some overtime and save a little bit. But I mean, if you can't even put $500 to start a business, then you shouldn't be focused on a business right now. You should be focusing on a job, get as many overtime hours as you can, start a second, third, fourth, fifth job if you have to, save up, and then come back and then start something like affiliate marketing, right? Now, you can even do stuff for free like surveys and GPT sites, but I don't like that because, if you look at the per hour amount that you're making from a survey and GPT website, it's like 80 cents an hour. It's very, very low, okay? So even though it is real money online, it's a very low way to start making money, okay? Now, just to come back to affiliate marketing, if you want to find out what is the potential earning power of affiliate marketing, I've got a video that you can click on the right hand side there. I'm going to go through some of my earnings. This video is slightly old, okay, but I just want to show you the potential of what you can earn online, especially with affiliate marketing, and why it's one of the most profitable businesses out there that you can start, right? So not only is it low cost, okay, so I mean, right now we're talking about how much does it cost to start a small business, right? And I've given you some options right here. You've got the offline style where it's like, tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. And then you've got the online businesses where it starts from about $10,000, to about $5,000 to $10,000 to about $5,000 to $7,000. And then you've got the cheaper, really, really low cost businesses online like affiliate marketing where literally anyone can start for a few $100s to $1,000, right? Pretty crazy stuff, okay? So if I were you, I would probably start affiliate marketing. Now I'm a bit biased, okay? Because I'm a professional affiliate marketer. I create programs that teach people how to do affiliate marketing, but I can tell you that I've tried a lot of different things online. I've done the surveys, I've done affiliate marketing, I've sold my own products, I've done drop shipping, and that's very, very similar to Amazon FBA. I wanted to start my own restaurant, so I did all the research, for that already. I was about to pull the trigger on that. But last minute, I kind of pulled out of that. So I know a thing or two about different business models. I've tried a lot of different things, and I can still tell you till today that affiliate marketing is still one of the best, one of the most profitable, one of the most scalable, one of the most automated. You can do it from anywhere in the world. It's one of the lowest cost, low barrier to entry. I mean, it doesn't get better than that, okay? So that's kind of the video today, right? Let me know what you thought of this video. Give me some comments in the comment section below, all right? Let me know what were your biggest aha moments. What business would you like to get started in, Okay, and what were you kind of thinking? If you got some value from this video today, would appreciate some thumbs ups. Remember, if you want to find out a little bit more about what is the potential earning power of affiliate marketing, I've got another video on the top right hand side that you can check out. Okay, and if you would like to get started in affiliate marketing but you have no idea how to do it, I would love to teach you how. I've got a free 6-figure workshop. You can just click on the link below. Okay, check that out. Opt in, jump onto my workshop, and I'll show you exactly how you can start your very own affiliate marketing business, how to go from zero to your first $1,000 to multiple 6 figures a year. I hope you enjoyed this video today, and remember to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification so you know every time we come out with a new video. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope to see you on the workshop. Take care.